Hi, I'm Susie, and I'm back with our day 2 of our holiday trip to Disney World. And after our 24 hours up at the Disney Springs, getting into Disney World, and going to the Very Merry Christmas event, we still woke up early to rope drop at Hollywood Studios. So again, we're staying at Pop Century, and we were in the 80s, and we were real close. We grabbed our little mugs and filled them up, and we were off to Hollywood Studios for rope drop. And I will say we were doing great. We woke up and we're like all ready to go again, all excited, and we were like, oh, what's our plan? What are we going to go to first? And here's where I'm going to make my little comment on the Genie Plus and the Lightning Lane. We'd already decided beforehand. We had just been in Disney World in May, and we had done literally everything. So we said, whatever we get done, we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to buy the Genie Plus. We're not going to, I'd watched some videos, and it just seemed, especially at Hollywood Studios, that you just couldn't guarantee getting a lot done and getting your money's worth. So we said we're just going to rope drop, which would have been a really good idea. But, you know, conspiracy theory me says this just can't be. But so we decided we were going to do the Tower of Terror and oh, guitar, now I can't think. We were going to do that Hollywood Boulevard, but we decided both our priorities was to do Minnie and Mickey's, and we know that really gets busy, especially since it does have that Lightning Lane pass. So we went and got in line for Minnie and Mickey's because we were going to do Slinky Dog, but Slinky Dog was down. So we got in the line for Minnie and Mickey's, and they let us in a little bit before, so we're standing in line before 8:30, and then a little bit before 9, they weren't opening up, and then they came out and said that, oh, it's going to be 9 o'clock that they're going to open, and then right before 9, they said, we don't know when we're going to open. So basically that's your advantage right there, was that half hour that we stood in line. And Slinky Dog's down, I think Rise of the Resistance was down, and now Minnie and Mickey's is down. So everyone's in line for the Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. That's it. So everyone's in line for Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. So we debated, do we stay in line? And even every other ride, even Alien Swirling Saucers was 90 minutes now, because now everyone's pouring into the park and there's nowhere to go. So since all those major rides were down at the beginning, the whole day was very long because everyone had those Lightning Lane, everyone had the Genie Plus, and so everything was backed up. So that whole day, plus it was the day before Thanksgiving, so the whole day was just long lines. But like I said, we had already decided that we were going to do that. And as soon as we got out of line, we heard that Slinky Dog was back up. So we got in the line, and we ended up, it said 80 minutes. It ended up being 30 minutes. So we got on Slinky Dog. I was ready to go home, but then Slinky Dog redeemed the day, and it was so wonderful. And then we'd already decided we were going to go on Slinky Dog, Minnie and Mickey's, which we decided we'd wait till later. And then the Beauty and the Beast had just opened, so we went to see the Beauty and Beast show, and that was wonderful. I think it's better than it was before, even though it's a weird social distance for the actors. I think the quality of the actors and the singing and the dancing was much better, and I really enjoyed it. And then we also went to see the Frozen sing-along. Now, what I noticed is that when it's busy, since all of the other rides get such long lines, both those shows were packed. So I have a feeling that if you're going to go see those shows, make sure you get there at least 15 minutes, if not maybe 20 or 25 minutes, depending on if you care where you sit or not. So we really enjoyed, because the Frozen sing-along had the special, I guess it was a special holiday that Olaf came. And of course you had the snow. And so that was really nice. And then my husband went on the Rock and Roller Coaster, which was a very long line. They have a single rider line, and he said halfway through that line, he ended up skipping over to the single rider because it wasn't open right away. But always check the single rider line for some of these rides, especially like Rock and Roller Coaster. So it did take a while. While he did that, I did some shopping, and I'd always wanted to go to that lake and kind of relax around with the beautiful Christmas tree. And I think it's Gertie is the dinosaur. Is it Gertie? Is the dinosaur with the little ball hanging from his mouth and the little Santa hat. And so I relaxed there, did some shopping. I say I did some shopping, but as I'm looking at my stuff, I didn't buy anything. So since I didn't buy anything, I'm just going to share some of the other random things that we did do. So we did end up getting on Minnie and Mickey's, and we are fans of the Brown Derby. On our first trip together, we went and we got the package to see Fantasmic, which I wish it was back. I can't wait. I guess it's coming back in 2022. So we went there, and now I guess my new tradition is I got glow cubes. So I get the Shirley Temple so I can get the glow cube, and it has different colors. So I do like a good glow cube. So I got my Shirley Temple, and I got the appetizer with the scallops and the pork belly. The pork belly was okay, but the scallops were really good. Also, since last time, even when we were there in May, they really reduced their menu. So some of the things I'd been looking at, they didn't have. They used to have a lot of different steaks, even at lunch, but the only steak that they offered was the Walt's 50th anniversary steak, and that's the one with the filet with the egg on the top and the hash. So my husband got that. He liked it, but I didn't like the quality of the steak. The last time, literally, we both got the filet, and it was the best filet that I had ever had. It was fantastic, but he liked it, but I didn't think it was very good. And then I got the salad, the Cobb salad, the famous Cobb salad. And you know what? I took a couple bites of his, and I had the scallops and the appetizer and my drink, and I wasn't real hungry, but I wasn't real impressed with it. So it was just okay for me. I wouldn't get that again. It wasn't my thing. I think maybe if you shared it, that would be okay. And then I don't think we didn't get a dessert there. So yeah, that's what we got there. But it's always nice. I do like scheduling my meals for kind of like that between 2 and 4, because that's when it's really busy and in the parks. And if you rope drop, that kind of gives you a nice little break. So that was very nice. And so we walked around. We did get in line for Midway Mania. And I'll tell you, that was the one where we realized when those Genie Pluses and all those those lightning lanes, when all those big rides are down and people book everything up, the only thing left to book is the smaller rides like the Midway Mania, which usually at night you could just get on. We got in that line. It did say like maybe 50 minutes. It was forever. And we stood there and we watched well over, I said 100, if not 200 people go through that lightning lane ahead of us. And when late at night, when you're tired and you see those millions of lightning lanes go past you, their line was extremely long. So they were like letting in like 20, like every couple minutes. It'd be 20 and then a couple from our lane, 20 and then a couple from our lane. And it was really bad. So, but like I said, even those lightning lane people, they were watching, they were waiting because that had a giant line. Because like I said, having all those big rides down early got everything backed up, and then people had already bought out all of the passes for the day, and it really was kind of unpleasant. So Hollywood Studios really dropped. They're just, even with, thank goodness they opened those two big shows to glob up people, but even with all those people to take up in the shows, there's just nowhere for them to go. It's like there's just not enough to do there, and the lines are just, they're all kind of big rides, and the lines are just unbearable. Oh, I did forget, for breakfast, right after we got off of Slinky Dog, we did go and I got the regular Rana wrap, and my husband got the breakfast Rana wrap. And fantastic. And the blue milk. I am a fan of the blue milk. We got the blue milk. And we tried the popcorn, the blue and purple popcorn. It was awful. Maybe we got a bad batch, but it was awful. So I'm not a fan. Don't recommend the purple and red popcorn. But Rana wraps, both of them, yummy, yummy, yummy. So also while we're in the parks, a lot of the things I did is I love to collect the pressed pennies. And as you can see, got lots of them. Plus this time my husband decided he always brings like little gifts to people in his department. And he decided so I sent like 40 pressed pennies with him to work for them to pick. And then it was kind of like one of those random things. They also have these coins, which are, I will say, I don't know. This is from the Contemporary. These coins, they are gorgeous, but they're, I think, are they $1 each? I don't know, because I was looking at the pressed penny and I was looking at these. I'm like, I just don't want to start collecting another thing because that will just ding up. I was already getting all the pressed pennies. But when I did it, I'm like, if I got anyone, I would get this one. And I pressed it and they came out. So here's a tip. If you buy these coins, I think it's like $4 for something. And I think the person pressed it and only got their one. And then I pressed it and I got all the rest of them. So this was just a little bit of Disney magic. I feel bad those other people, there's no one around. So, but make sure when you press all that you get all of them. And another thing, when you're doing the pressed pennies, either have dollars ready. If you just want one, you could do the $1. But now they have, if you use your credit card, there's usually 8 different ones. So if you want all 8, it's $5. So I think these have got to be more than $1. I don't know. maybe someone can comment if they know for sure, if they collect these, how much they were. But they are pretty. They're hefty and they're really nice. And maybe next time I'll start getting those. I'm getting so many pressed pennies. Another freebie that you get is in your rooms. They have the little 1-pack for the 50th anniversary coffee. So, of course, a couple of these came home with me. And at Hollywood Studios, when you go down, is it Hollywood Boulevard, in front of the Tower of Terror, they do have the 50th anniversary overlay, but then they have the Christmas overlay now, and it goes through. It has like 5 scenes, and they were okay. I mean, it was cute. We watched it, but again, it's getting cold. It's getting late. But I wanted to see it, so we watched that. And then what's the most magical is it Snopes. So that kind of ended our evening there. Grabbed the bus. Was it the bus? Oh no! We took the Skyliner. This was the day we took the Skyliner because we went to Hollywood Studios from Pop Century. The Skyliner is the best transportation. Short lines, get on, get off, easy, quick. One of the things that I found interesting, though, we noticed at the beginning of the day when the lines are giant, they just put one party on the Skyliners. So there's only 2 of us, so only 2. At the end of the night, they smashed those full of people. There really wasn't even like a line. There was like maybe like 2 other parties behind us, and they crunched us all into one. So no social distancing at the end of the day. I just thought it was funny. At the beginning of the day, long line, one. At the end, everyone together. So some of these things, I noticed that in the parks, a lot of times the biggest rides are down early in the morning. And I'm just like, they can't always have the biggest rides break down first thing in the morning. I really think it's Disney pushing people off to other things and creating longer lines and kind of forcing people to be in the parks all day to eat and shop, which on a busy day like that, it's just sad. I think it's just sad. But comment below if you are with me on the conspiracy, because every time I've been there, like Rise, Slinky Dog, Minnie and Mickey's go down. The Cars speed one and Fast Track always goes down. And Splash Mountain and Space Mountain and all the mountains, and they go down. So I know they're big rides, they have less stuff going on, but how do they always go down at the beginning of the day? Why don't you get someone to come in and run them a little bit earlier? Because it just pushes the whole day back and makes the lines longer. Anyway, we made it through Hollywood Studios. We got to do basically everything that was on our list that was our must-do for this trip. And we had a good time. So we headed back to Pop Century. Tomorrow it was our Thanksgiving and Magic Kingdom. So check back for what we did at Magic Kingdom. Believe me, I bought more. Bye.